Welcome to Module 6, Select the Intervention. This is the S in focus, and it's the final step of the focus half. In Module 5, we finished our diagnosis. NEC in the Tiny Steps unit traced back to feeding that was never standardized, with a short list of vital few drivers. Now, we choose the changes most likely to fix those causes. This module is the hinge of the whole method. It closes the diagnostic half, find, organize, clarify, understand, select, and sets up the testing half, PDSA. Over the next 10 to 15 minutes, we'll turn root causes into candidate changes, weigh the strength of the evidence behind each, prioritize with an impact feasibility lens, and assemble a change bundle. And by the end, we'll have built the actual NEC prevention bundle the team carries into its first test. Let's go.
4 things to take away. First, match cause to change. Turn each confirmed root cause into a candidate change that targets it directly. Second, weigh the evidence. When you have options, prefer the changes with stronger published support. Third, prioritize. Use an impact versus feasibility lens to decide what makes the cut. And fourth, build a bundle. Assemble those changes into a small, specific, measurable set you can actually deliver every time. By the end, you'll have done all 4 for NEC and walk away with a real prevention bundle.
Before any technique, here's the principle that governs this whole step, the golden thread. Every intervention you select should trace cleanly back through a root cause to the original problem. Watch it run left to right. The problem, NEC at 7%. The root cause we confirmed in Module 5, no standardized feeding. The change that targets that cause, adopt a feeding protocol. And then the test, a PDSA cycle, which is where we go next. Problem, cause, change, test. An unbroken line. Here's the discipline. If you can't draw that line from a change back through a cause to the problem, don't select it. A change that doesn't target a confirmed cause is just activity. It feels productive, it consumes effort, and it doesn't move the outcome. So before anything goes in your bundle, trace the thread.
Before you narrow down, widen out. For each root cause, generate several possible changes. Don't grab the first idea and run. 4 good sources. The evidence base, highlighted in green because it's the strongest. What do trials, guidelines, and other units' QI projects show actually works? Change concepts. Generic improvement moves you can apply anywhere. Standardize, simplify, add a reminder, remove a step, error-proof, change the sequence. The frontline team. The people who do the work every day often already know what would help. And benchmarking. Look at the units that achieved better results and ask what they actually changed. Here's the good news for NEC specifically. The evidence base is unusually rich, which makes this step easier. Standardized feeding protocols, early mother's own milk, cautious feeding around transfusions, all have published support. You are not inventing anything. You're adopting what's already known to work and adapting it to fit your unit.
Not all changes are equally supported. So before you commit, ask how strong the evidence is that a change actually reduces NEC. A simple 3-level hierarchy. Strong evidence, consistent trials, systematic reviews, clinical guidelines. For NEC, that's mother's own milk reducing NEC and standardized feeding reducing NEC. These are about as solid as it gets. Moderate evidence, several QI projects or observational studies that agree. Cautious feeding around transfusions and restricting antacids sit here. And emerging or local evidence, a plausible mechanism but limited or only local data, like one unit's particular residual checking routine. Strong evidence doesn't make a change automatic. It still has to fit your unit and target one of your root causes. But when 2 candidate changes are otherwise equal, the better evidenced one wins. And one more QI value. Favor changes that are reversible and low risk because those are safe to test quickly without betting the unit on them.
You usually can't do everything at once, so prioritize. Weigh each candidate change on 2 axes, its likely impact on the problem and its feasibility, how easy it is to implement and sustain. The familiar 4 boxes. High impact and easy? Do first. These are the core of your bundle. High impact but hard? Plan carefully. They're worth it, but you must resource them. Low impact and easy? Quick adds, include them if they're cheap. Low impact and hard, skip. Now look at where the NEC changes actually land, on the right. Standardized feeding and early mother's own milk are both high impact and feasible. Do first, the backbone of the bundle. Cautious feeding around transfusions and restricting antacids and antibiotics are high-value quick adds, low cost, within the team's control. That's a big part of why this project was so doable. Nearly everything that mattered was both high impact and feasible. No new technology, no big budget, just reliable practice.
Because most quality problems have several root causes, the answer is usually not a single change. It's a bundle. A bundle is a small set of evidence-based changes applied together and consistently. It works for two reasons. The causes are multiple, and reliably doing several good things at once produces more than any one of them alone. 4 marks of a good bundle. It's small enough to deliver reliably. 3 to 9 elements, not 30, and each must be doable every single time. It's evidence-based. Every element earns its place by targeting a real cause with real support. It's clear and specific. Start mother's own milk within X hours, not the vague encourage breastfeeding. And it's measurable. You can audit whether each element actually happened, which we call adherence. This bundle idea is central to NEC prevention. Published NEC reduction projects work precisely by bundling feeding and care practices and then driving adherence up over successive cycles, which is exactly what the PDSA half of this course is about to do.
Here it is, the payoff of the entire focus half. Mapping each confirmed root cause to an evidence-based change produced this multi-element feeding and care bundle. Let me walk the elements. 1. A standardized feeding protocol. 1 written guideline for initiating and advancing feeds. 2. Early mother's own milk, prioritized and started early, with pumping support built right into admission. 3. Pasteurized donor milk when mother's milk isn't available, rather than formula. 4. Cautious feeding around transfusions. Hold or don't advance feeds during them. 5. Standardized residual handling, with shared criteria so feeds aren't held for ambiguous residuals. 6. Judicious antibiotics. Stop empiric antibiotics promptly when cultures are negative. And 7. Restrict antacids. Avoid routine acid-suppressing medication. Now, notice the 2 properties in that teal box, because they're what make this a real QI bundle and not just a wish list. Every element traces back to a root cause we confirmed in Module 5, and every element is auditable. You can measure whether it actually happened. That second property is what the PDSA cycles will drive. Adherence up and up over successive cycles. This bundle is what the team carries into Module 7.
5 traps to avoid when selecting. 1. The solution in search of a problem. Don't pick a change because it's trendy, or because a vendor is selling it, or because it happens to be available. Pick it because it targets a confirmed cause. 2. The mega bundle. 30 elements cannot be delivered reliably. People will do some and skip others, and you'll never know what worked. Keep it small enough to do every time. 3. Ignoring the evidence. Favor changes with real support over someone's pet theory, however senior that someone is. 4. Vague changes. Improve feeding can't be tested or audited. Start mother's own milk within X hours can. Specificity is testability. And 5. Forgetting feasibility. A brilliant change that nobody can sustain is worse than a merely good change that everybody actually does. Reliable beats clever. Avoid these 5, and the bundle you carry into testing will be one that can actually succeed.
Let's land it. Select. And with it, the end of the focus half. 1. Match every change to a confirmed root cause. Trace the golden thread from problem to cause to change, or don't select it. 2. Generate widely, then weigh the evidence, preferring well-supported, low-risk, reversible changes. 3. Prioritize with impact versus feasibility. The high-impact, high-feasibility quadrant is the core of your bundle. 4. Choose a small, specific, measurable bundle, not a single change, and not 30. And step back for a second. You've now completed all of focus. You've found a process, organized a team, clarified current knowledge, understood the causes, and selected the changes. You have a real evidence-based NEC bundle in hand. Next, we cross the bridge into PDSA. Module 7 is plan.
where you turn this bundle into a concrete test, a smart aim, the measures you'll track, and the design of your first PDSA cycle. Before then, the self-check. Question 3 is the one to sit with. 2 changes target the same cause and are equally feasible. What tips your decision? See you in Module 7, where the testing begins.